The way I cried when I saw that it finally had arrived. I've been watching out for this fucking update since Wednesday. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I'm back with Heaven's Secret 3. I am so excited for this one. My man finally came into the scene. And I truly hope that this will again be part of the Heaven's Secret trilogy instead of going back to Heaven's Secret Requiem, since I'm still mad at the fact that Donovan is still here on her ass, thinking that she has the right to tell us how to manage my man CAIN and his brother if we have the fucking power to control them and not she. I need our character to grow some fucking backbone. And truth be told, the darkest route that we have in this game is with the main character of Astrea's broken heart. She's the one closest to Sifam Malum, and I am not ready for it just yet. So let's just see. A miracle and the first day in the new role. Oh, Heaven's Secret 3, Eternity's End, Episode 7, Follow Me. No! I wanted to see my man. I hate it. No matter. Yeah, fine. Go ahead, Esther's broken heart. What? I'm confused. I thought... Oh, was it Haley? I gave them 3 different names, y'all. I think this is Heaven's Secret Requiem. Donovan is in Heaven's Secret Requiem. Okay, never mind. The darkness still is to come. Donovan never allowed a break. She always demanded the best results in the shortest possible time. Then why doesn't she go ahead and manipulate the crowd? So after the first inept service came the second, the third, the 7th... And how is it possible that no one actually says shit? I mean, as long we have the power to control them, but if we don't actually give a specific command to CAIN and Abel, they're capable to control themselves. It's not that they're just our puppets and they're lifeless until we tell them to do stuff. So how come no one was going ahead and fights against that bitch? Look at how we're looking. Wedding dress? Really? For all righteous people, there is a place in heaven. And now we have Donovan, who only has a place reserved for her in hell. I recite the lines, and the professor had prepared to the parishioners crowded in front of me. Can we just get rid of Donovan? I'm sorry. Why is that bitch still here? And how is it possible that that bitch still has apparently so much to say? Get rid of that bitch! How long has it been since I said that we have to get rid of Donovan? I think it started in season 2 when she was introduced. At least one episode in where I was like, she has to go. And she is still here. And the worst thing is not necessarily that Donovan thinks she can manipulate us, but that our main character allows herself to be manipulated and she does what Donovan tells her to do. Who is Donovan? Our mother? How is it possible that she cannot just say, boys, attack? Get her ass. What is she gonna do? She's not immortal. She's a human being. There are more and more of them. On either side of me stood a clear demonstration of my power over the immortals, CAIN and Abel. Again, there's a part that is attractive about this, and the other part is just fucked up. Who would want to be controlled? I'm thriving over the fact that we have power over Abel, considering the fact that he tried to, kill us. The angels watched indifferently as the people looked at us with reverence, their palms clasped in prayer. My uncertain voice grew stronger, and now I managed not to cough even after an hour of reading. My intonations became steadier. I learned to highlight the important parts with pauses. To all who follow me, who stand beside me and bow down, the road to paradise will open while still alive to the fragrant heavens, where food is plentiful, where there is no turmoil or strife, where every day is beautiful and happy. And how is it possible that she's throwing up of this? Everything written here is nonsense. Literally. I've seen a glimpse of heaven. It is the same scorched land and war. But Donovan wants people to long to end up there themselves. That's why she hides the truth. I snapped the book shut, finishing for the day. I ran my hand over the old familiar folio and looked at the parishioners who were in no hurry to leave. Donovan promised to feed the suffering. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed the nuns begin to roll out covered tables, leaving them in the center of the hall. My role was over. Again, she allows herself to do this to her. So who exactly is at fault? Donovan for being the bitch she has always been, or for a character for not being capable to actually use her full power on her? I think it's our character's fault, because she has 2 fucking immortals, and both immortals are not having Donovan. And she is capable to control them, y'all. Like the power our character has, and she allows herself to do this to her. To still be a little bitch with a tail between her legs, allowing everyone around her to manipulate her to her willing when she has the fucking power. I took the book and gathered the folds of my dress, preparing to descend the steps in my robes, when suddenly I cannot believe this. Abel is a love interest now. Are we serious? I mean, you all know by now how I love to play, but I feel like ever since CAIN died in the first book, I feel like we have to get him back somehow, you know? Like, I feel it's not that clear yet how we stand with each other. Like, the longing is still there. We had that loving relationship. And he literally died protecting us. So that's not nothing. But in this particular book right now, we don't know where we stand. So I'm not gonna immediately go ahead and start playing between these 2 brothers if I don't know where my main man is at. So CAIN, one of the angels, right? When suddenly someone touched my hand, it was CAIN. I'm so fucking sorry, y'all. It's the veil, y'all. It's the veil that's making me crack up. Can't handle the dress of a saint, sinner. With the red eyes, I might add. Difficult to detect, but you can see it. What? I didn't have time to respond before CAIN caught me by my waist, pulled me close, and carried me down the steps. Are we serious? Are we serious? No, y'all? Happy birthday to me. And no, it's not my birthday, but, you know, that's the present I will want. My man, an angel or a demon don't really matter to me carrying me down the steps. He's like, bitch, you are too high on your horse, and I'm more than welcome to be that horse for you. You don't deserve to walk. I'll carry you. The angel's arm had wrapped around me like this many times before, and I relieved each one of them while we were close. His scent, his gaze, his voice. And it seems that he finally kind of gained control over himself again. I have the finale of Heaven's Secret Requiem in my head, where he literally had lost all control over himself, all this blood gushing out because Abel had literally ripped off his wings. And he kind of absorbed all the blood around him, all the darkness, and he used that exact precise darkness and blood in order to literally absorb Abel into himself, and somehow Abel was capable to get out. Does that mean as he died that darkness inside of him has disappeared, because this is kind of like a rebirth for CAIN, or is that darkness still part of himself? Because if we remember the last time we saw these two, he said, "We could have been free. What have you done?" So, in air quotes, it could have meant that he was talking about his imprisonment with Baal, being forced to carry out that man's duty and being there at his beck and call. And since Abel separately made a pact with him, and we were the ones with the blood of Baal inside of us, and they have to serve until he's completely annihilated. As long as we're alive, we carry the last amount of Baal's blood. They will have to serve us. And that's the only way they can be free. So is that darkness still part of CAIN or not? That's what I want to know. The way he lifted me almost out of habit, knowing my weight and frame exactly made my heart clench. CAIN looked cold and distant just like I did, but in the past we had something in common. See, what the fuck did I say? We need to know where we stand with our man. What does he think of me, or does he only hate me now? The angel set me down. I thought he was avoiding my gaze when suddenly he squeezed my palm and kissed my hand. My man. Is he okay? Huh? Trying to curry favor with the new mistress. Oh, hell to the fucking nah. I'm no fucking mistress. He smiled, enragingly like a lurking beast. I pulled my hand away with a grunt. People are watching. Let them watch. I never wanted this power. I saw a smirk on the angel's lips. It seemed he was mocking me, trying to provoke a reaction. Truth be told, she really didn't. And I already said my opinion about this. I wouldn't want that. I hate it. Like, this is also kind of like harassing someone. Because when you do or say something, or let's assume that we are in a mental distress or we're in actual danger and we see the two people that we are controlling run by, we will never ever know if they truly care about us and that's why they showed up, or it's because of the bond or the power we hold over them that they will arrive. Like, we took away their free will. They're our puppets. We have the power to do and say to them whatever we want, and they won't be capable to free themselves. You know how fucked up that is? Like, I wouldn't want that power, and she never did. But in my eyes, it's what she's doing with that power. She knows she has power over them, and she is using that power for these services. So she's playing along still, and is continuing to be Donovan's bitch. Like, if she truly never wanted it, okay, fine. But then don't play into Donovan's hands. You don't want the power, then don't use it. You know you have the power, but don't force them to attend these fucking services. You are the one Donovan wants to play with, fine, she can try. I'm gonna bitch slap her right back to where she came from. But I'm not dragging Abel and CAIN into it. Even though, again, Abel killed my motherfucking man. Like, he deserves a little bit of punishment. I regret nothing what I said. But, again, it kind of makes her a hypocrite. You don't want the power, then don't fucking use it. That's how things are. He stood next to me and put on his unusual indifferent expression. It looked as if nothing had happened between us just a moment ago. You don't leave each other indifferent. He my man, and she's a conniving little bitch. I can already see the comments. No matter how much he tries to suppress his anger, he cannot come to terms with being on a leash again. Bitch, do you blame him? Do you blame him? I'm pretty sure that since we know that there is a part of him that was like dwelling in the darkness and in possessing and provoking the shit out of each other, there's a part of him that finds the fact that we can control him, like this kind of dominance, attractive. it's a turn on for him. But on the other side, the thing that is sticking out more is the fact that he's on a fucking leash again. Do you expect him to be happy that it's just his girlfriend having him on a leash? Like, even if I'm extremely in love with someone, I wouldn't want someone to put me on a leash. No. As soon as I stepped down from the platform, the nuns surrounded me, asking me to share the bread with the parishioners. Bitch, just leave me be. I have to do that too. Someone immediately pulled up a table in front of me. I recoiled from the intrusive servility as one of the women dragged over a chair onto which I collapsed. Finding myself trapped, I looked hopefully at the angels, but they both only silently sat down beside me. Again, what the fuck are they supposed to do? You have to give them the order, my good sis. No one will approach your table, but we will all be glad if you share bread from your table with the people. Alright. Cry me a fucking river, bitch. You're upset about this, but you're playing along. Exhaling heavily, I gazed at the line of parishioners stretched out ahead. They were all looking at the table. What? I occasionally caught sideways glances as I handed the food to approaching women, children, and elderly people. Looking at the soldiers again, I saw their taunting smirks. They were ridiculing my role as an imposter. Oh God, he's still here. For some reason, it made me feel sad and unpleasant. I continued to distribute the food, pretending I didn't notice. Sometimes Abel helped me, deliberately brushing against my hands to annoy... Y'all, the drama. It's still happening. Y'all, you know what? I wanted to play. I wanted to fucking play. And the game remembers, apparently, that I used to play. But now that I think about it, maybe it's not always like this. Like, let me know in the comments. There are some people that didn't play with Abel due to the fact that he's a motherfucking bitch. I said what I said. Maybe you have a different reaction. Because as I finished and then I replayed again, only for y'all, I got the ending and the connection with the old game, with how I finished the original story. Since Estrella's Broken Heart, I still need to play a fucking season. Like, that will take a little time, but there is a possibility that I will again replay Heaven's Secret 3, Eternity's End, after I finish Estrella's Broken Heart, the original story, so that I can do it with all of the 3 main characters now in this game. But let me know if you have the exact same thing happening. Like, just to annoy CAIN, he said. So they still have that free fucking will. As long as we don't say anything, they will do what they want. The angel remained silent. But he didn't need to say anything for me to sense the rage emanating from... Y'all, they're gonna talk after class. The parishioner who approached the table stood out from the rest of the crowd. 2 similar men stood on either side of him. The atmosphere in the church immediately changed. Before I could register what was happening, all 3 of them pulled their hands out of their pockets and threw packs of scarlet fluid at me. Is that blood? The angels spread their wings, shielding me, but a part of my dress still got ruined. Oh, that's the cutest thing. I'm sorry. That was so sweet. Like, they were, like, holding out their wings to protect us from it. What the fuck is that, though? Is it blood? I still appreciate the gesture, boys. I appreciate the gesture because we didn't say shit. So that was coming out from them personally. I stared at the red streaks trickling down the gown, opening and closing my mouth aimlessly. Isn't that the head of the cult? I think we saw him at the last operation near the neighboring rift, right? So these 3 are cultists? What are they doing here? Don't be ridiculous. Unlike our God, she's not nobody. A pitiful impostor. A worthless wretch who dared to lead you astray from the only true path. I love it. Again, they have their own fucking free will. As long as she doesn't say, no, you stop right now and sit back on your ass, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Or what the fuck is CAIN imagining? That we told Abel, like, to touch us? Like, what is he imagining? That's them personally. She didn't ask them to do shit. So why is he asking? Or is that only him asking because of our backstory? Every single time he killed, like, the rage inside of him would boil to that point where he would turn into someone unrecognizable to himself as well. So now he wants us to say, yeah, it's fine, you can kill them, because he knows how he turns. Like, who he turns into the second he does. Let me kill them. The man turned to the parishioners below and also to join the cult and experience true grace. His loud shouts and frenzy made my head feel heavy. In my church, at my service, I will be the only one speaking. Frustration built up, every thought bringing me closer to an outburst of emotion I'd been restraining for so long. I don't care what anyone will think. I don't want to turn myself inside out. Need to show mettle. Must keep face. Give me a second. Apparently I chose the calm method, which actually surprises me because we all know that I'm an impulsive bitch, so how is it possible that I said, okay, let's be kind and thoughtful? You know what? I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction. Don't want to turn myself inside out. Not in front of strangers. It's enough that I endure Donovan's oppression. You don't have to. That's a fucking problem. Like, you're pathetic for actually allowing her to that. You have 2 immortals on your hands. How's it possible that you can't tell her to fuck herself? At least she has something to threaten me with. What exactly is that? But I'm not going to put up with everyone else's vile behavior if I don't want my self-respect to disappear completely. Path of mercy. What a pathetic way to behave. You don't hesitate to use any method to lure others in. People go where they feel good. Paradise doesn't need advertising. I am disgusted to even be near you. You cultists disgrace humankind by your every existence. You're ruled by base instincts. My parishioners should not have to endure your antics in the temple where they find hope. If necessary, I will defend each of them myself, because I respect people who have lost everything in this world and yet still want to live by their conscience. Holding my head high, I nodded to the angels toward the cultists whose face had flushed with rage. Throw them out. Oh! Who said you could throw them out? Honestly, that's the best way. Like for little bitches. Sometimes you need to know when to actually allow bitches to, like, face their own doom. I'm not gonna actually reduce myself to your fucking level and engulf in rage as well. Nah. I'm just gonna throw you out. Bye, bitch. CAIN and Abel grabbed all 3 by the scruff and carried them away. The struggling men looked pathetic, as they are. Silence fell over the church. No one wanted to eat anymore. Of course they wouldn't. I held out a piece of bread to a child standing nearby, but he recoiled in fear. There is blood all over the table. No wonder they refused to eat. Or is it because of me? Power frightens not only those it's aimed at, but allies as well. Wearily looking over the red-stained table, I got up and headed for the room behind the altar. The meal was over, and I was desperate to change my clothes. Back at the church, the soldiers informed me in an unfriendly manner that Donovan wanted to see me immediately. Fuck her! My goodness, how is it possible that she has again something over her head? You have 2 fucking immortals. The world is in ruins, and you're worried about your reputation or something? The professor had me trudge through the snowdrifts back to the repaired part of the base right after the long service. As always, she made me wait. When the furious clatter of her heels echoed through the hallway behind the door, I clenched my teeth. Her figure appeared in the doorway. Judging by her gait and the strong scent of Melissa, Donovan was on the verge of shooting someone in the forehead. Presumably me. Bitch, what did I do now? What did I do now at this point? This is literally so close to reality, like, especially if you have, like, such a arrogant and self-absorbed boss in your life. And, like, they already trudge at you with such ignorance and arrogance, you're already like, what the fuck did I do now? What did I do now? What have you done? What have I done? You fool, how dare you turn the parishioners away? You've tarnished the image of a holy and pure virgin. Do you even understand what it costs us to clear your name and put you on this pedestal, at least for a handful of people? Bitch, I didn't want to do that. You wanted that because you wanted to actually fuel your crowd. You do that fucking shit, not me. The professor's arguments were simple and clear, but I'd been suffering from a splitting headache ever since the cultists appeared in front of my table, so it was hard to restrain myself from speaking out. At this point, will you shut up already? What did you say? Will you shut up already? Just don't hit me, my head's already pounding. Don't forget yourself, girl. I'm rarely kind. You're fucking kind. You're actually holding something over her head for her to do your bidding. That's kind. I need your pretty face unharmed, but that doesn't apply to the rest of your body. Minus adaptability. What the fuck? To my surprise, Donovan did fall silent, staring at me strangely. I'm sorry, it's the fact that we kind of lost a respect point or whatever it was, just because we're standing up for ourselves. What is this story trying to teach us? To my surprise, Donovan did fall silent, staring at me strangely. A few seconds of silence provided some relief. If you don't want your head to ache endlessly, it's in your best interest to come up with a way to win people over to her side. So that the cult, the breeding ground of sin, shrinks or disappears altogether. The professor's words stuck in my mind. Something about them sparked new thoughts in me, but I didn't yet have the strength to piece it all together. A breeding ground of sin? Could it be that I'm going insane because of bad people? I mean, Baal kind of inspired darkness in people. He kind of gave out favors, or like, I'm gonna assume Baal gave people power and therefore they were selling their souls to him. And they would have to spend their life in servitude, serving him. So, the more bad people exist, the more it fuels his power. And since a part of his power is inside of us because we carry some of his blood in our wrist, that makes us slowly grow mad as well. Because we also ourselves used to be a prisoner of Baal. But since we destroyed him, and we carry now a bit of his blood, it's kind of like his essence still lives on inside of us. So the more darkness exists in the world, the more Baal's blood inside of takes over our mind. It could be a possibility. You're feeling sorry for yourself, but let me remind you how things are going for us. Parishioners are few, and that's bad. Yes, their numbers are growing, and rumors about the saint as well as the new teachings about accession are spreading through the cities. But it's still not enough. Rakov is too small, so there are nearby towns. We need to aim at something bigger. She sighed and ran her hand through her hair, tapping her finger on her lips. She walked to the door and opened it slightly to shout to one of the soldiers. Call the others immediately. I have plenty more to do. What in the holy... Sometime later, she had a sitter. The squad gathered gradually. Many had to rush in from outside at the professor's first call. At last, everyone assembled. Even my man? We need more humans to make a statement in heaven. Just like that arrogant angel Torrendo said, no one will listen to a bunch of cockroaches. We're not ready to move forward yet. All our strength is wasted. More and more people are joining the cults. We must fix that. Don't you have any ideas? You call this here just to squeeze us dry? With the lack of sunlight, the harvest on Earth is poor. I'm afraid it will stay that way for quite some time. Unable to provide for their basic needs like food and safety, humans will degenerate, lose all skills, forget technologies. We won't have to face these problems in heaven, where we'd have access to vast and filled fields of excellent land. which means that we need to secure a foothold there, no matter what. The immortals won't welcome us, but if there are so many people that it'd be easier to tolerate them than to slaughter them, we might succeed. Silence fell over the room. Eventually Greg spoke up. Before he began, he looked at the general, who gave an approving nod. People join the cultists because they can provide safety. The abominations are still attacking settlements. Also, when I tracked the packs, I saw loaded wagons on the roads. If people are getting robbed when they try to move, they'll be afraid to go to Rakov. I'm sorry, what happened to Dimitri's outfit? Or even at all, except for the cults. Robbed. That's not something those cultists usually did. Look into this. We need to figure out what's going on. We need not just town folks, but followers of the new religion. And to make more people listen to the saint and long to reach heaven instead of fearing it, we need to raise her importance. The professor smiled, and her jaw cracked unpleasantly. All this time I'd been sitting in the shadows, not paying much attention to the conversation, but now all the light of the lamp seemed to gather around me, drawing everyone's attention. What now? I missed meetings like this. I definitely didn't miss this. I'm tired of this dull conversation at this point. All of the above. You know what? I'm a bitch. I missed meetings like this. Finally, the squad has at least looked at me. How long were they planned to pretend I didn't exist? Your relationship with the squad has... What in the holy fuck is happening? Science work miracles, and so must you, Christina. But since miracles don't exist, we'll set one up ourselves. Since people need protection, we must provide it in the most spectacular way so that everyone talks about us. We need a big precedent for that, some large-scale attack, one that hasn't ever happened before. The abomination packs attack in specific places, not randomly. We could be waiting for years for such an event. Of course, that's why we must make sure it happens just how we need it and when we need it. Greg, where are the largest concentrations of creatures now? I marked them on the map. We're tracking the movements. Jan, Dimitri, you'll go to several locations quietly so that no one sees anything. Anna, you two clear the lower floors. What moved the walkers out to? People are gonna complain. It's the only job they have. Promise them you won't take their food away. Just say the floors need to be checked for stability. Greg, I expect you to bring me news about the robberies as soon as possible. I feel new information could play into our hands. Let's keep working for a bright future. With a crooked smile, the professor slammed the door, leaving the others in confusion. This is the first time we've all gathered together in a while. You weren't friends with the squad previously. I'd rather not do this often. How did you get out of Ball's dungeon? The squad was silent, in no hurry to answer my question. CAIN told us how to use the cracks near the gates. My man, always CAIN coming to the fucking rescue. They were our shortcut to Earth, straight out of the hell. But why did you all suddenly switch over to the professor's side? The last time we saw each other, you were against her. Oh, you're right. I know. Well, she's a bitch. I'm not making excuses for the main C. Right now, Donovan is the guarantor of the future, whether we like it or not. We survived thanks to her, and your life depends on her skills. My throat went dry. I wanted to ask questions that was important to me, but exposing my feelings was something new for me. Why did you all avoid me for so long? More than anything, I was afraid of an awkward silence. In everyone's eyes, I caught a glimpse of sorrow and pain. There were reasons for that. There is no quick explanation. The general let out a weary sigh and rubbed the bridge of his nose. It would be better for someone to explain everything, and he knew that someone had to be him. Well, bitch. That though, like Abel, the little bitch. Abel misled us. He said that by your will, humanity would vanish from the face of the earth, that you wanted it, and your entire path had been leading to that goal. To see an empty world, one in which you'd forsaken everyone else, was terrifying. I mean, she was dark. She was dark. I wouldn't put it past her.
We couldn't understand you. You just renounced everything so easily. We needed answers, but Donovan took you for treatment before we could talk. She kept you away from us, feeding us excuses about your condition. She forbade us from disturbing you until you recovered. You were highly sensitive to other people's emotions, and ours could have harmed you, since they were so strong.
I didn't choose to absorb humanity. It was Siva's will, and it wasn't something I could resist. If you just talked to me even once.
You think it was that simple? Your life was in the professor's hands. It wasn't her choice to follow her orders. It was simply the only possible option.
Sonny wanted to see us, but again, who is the common dominator? Donovan. She needs to go.
And you stayed silent too, like you didn't care about the past. For us, your detachment only confirmed Abel's words.
I thought you were angry. That you were avoiding me on purpose. I was afraid that if I spoke up, I'd hear that even you didn't need me anymore. Not after what I had done to that world, even if it was against my will.
What exactly happened in Ball's dungeon, Christina? Donovan barely told us anything.
Because you don't know shit! I managed to kill him, but only because I had Siva's light inside me. After the dungeon was defeated, the gift consumed all of humanity. I thought you were gone, that there was no one left, that I would be alone forever. I lowered my head, thinking back to the cold of the empty streets and my own desperation. Seeing the emptiness in my eyes, the squad members leaned forward to comfort me, but I pursed my lips and smiled faintly to seem stronger. Everyone asked questions. Each of them listened intently, hoping to make up for the time we'd spent apart. Now you want to make up for the time you missed?
You had to keep it all inside for half a year. That's awful. Because of the IVs, I didn't even realize how terrible you actually felt.
IVs? Weren't they just vitamins?
No, this whole time they were keeping you stable and preventing you from sinking into despair. When you were alone, the thought process made your body start rejecting the plate.
I see, so you didn't have it any easier. At least I had a way to escape, but you were trapped in uncertainty.
If Donovan was right and that was the price for getting you back on your feet, so be it. But now we can bring everything back. With the real you and without Ball in your head, right?
That conversation was just a drop of the truth in one ocean of things left unsaid. Still, it felt good to know they didn't hate me. Anna shed light on why my memories of the past 6 months were so blurry. They'd gone by quickly for me. But what about the others? All that time they lived with fear and cold gripping their souls. Soldiers interrupted our conversation to tell us the professor needed the squad's help again. She can't do shit by herself, that's why she's getting lackeys to do her dirty work. I was allowed to rest.
We'll gather again later.
Nodding goodbye to everyone, I sat in the office for a while, lost in thought, and then finally left as well. Now, they better. Exactly the bitch I was gonna talk about. They better have Anna have a redemption arc, because I still am not on her team. I forgave everyone but Anna, because Anna is shady as fuck. Anna was standing in the hallway, with her arms crossed over her chest and her back pressed to the wall. She was waiting for me patiently.
I'll walk you out. Do you mind?
No. You know what? No. She noticed my weakness but didn't show it.
Are you here because I look pathetic?
You don't just look pathetic, my good sis. But you know what? Thank you for not leaving me alone.
I'll pretend I wasn't waiting for the moment when we could finally walk arms in arms again like friends.
Because we ever were friends? But again, I'm that type of a bitch, okay? I want to give her the benefit of the doubt now. That she finally realized that her actions have consequences for good this time, and escorted me to the estate, leading me through Rotkov, which was slowly regaining its former charm. Until now, I was always escorted by one of the soldiers. I guess Donovan gathered them all to prepare for something big. The professor is taking this seriously, though it's not like she's ever been unserious about anything. We passed by rare stalls with flickering icon lamps. Snow was falling slowly, swirling in the sky. Even the sky had brightened, losing its crimson hues. Everything was different now. Rotkov had managed to emerge from oblivion, an eternal sleep, but was I happy about it?
They hand out food on the square twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. Only the military knows about the portal to heaven, and it's strictly guarded. All of Donovan's people live in Romanov's estate. Our conditions are better. We're fed more often. There's electricity. Just keep in mind that you can't tell anyone. It's not available to the locals. Donovan doesn't want to show her hand too early. Somewhere beyond the city line, a couple of screeching abominations rushed by. Wounded by soldiers, they disappeared into the sky. The portal wasn't closed. There are more abominations than there could be. Oh, they're frequent visitors, but don't worry. As you've heard, Greg tracked the migration of all the packs. No new abominations have been appeared, and their blood is no longer contagious.
Alright then. So at least something good came out.
I think someday we'll manage to wipe them all out.
I mean, without Ball actually creating them, since we know that his blood created these fucking abominations.
Oh, look, this is where I like to buy candles. One of the soldiers taught the refugees to make them out of soap and cloth. Everyone works as hard as they can. Some dig out the base floors, some build greenhouses in the basements. You can get something for your room, but if you want, I'll pay, don't worry.
She says as we have to actually... You know what? This is a restored lamp is a little bit too much for me. I like this one, truth be told. I like the green.
Yeah, it'll make you feel much cozier in this state. Believe me, my room is pretty much the only thing that still keeps me going.
A kind-looking old man wrapped the purchase in torn cardboard and handed it to me.
The estate is very close, though you probably remember everything here yourself.
Again, where's my man? It was quiet inside. Embers smoldered softly in the fireplace, and the pleasant scent of pine hung in the air. Everything felt so similar and completely new at the same time.
You'd probably like to live in your old room, but it was damaged by the avalanche, so the old wing is still under repair. Let me show you a few empty ones.
All right. And now let me guess, we have to pay in order to...
The patheticness! God damn it.
Yeah, very pretty. Very, very pretty. And how much diamonds do you want me to waste? Ooh. Ooh. I know it's a little old-fashioned, but I like it, actually. Come on, show me the basic one. Old room. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Let me have a nice cozy bedroom.
Nice, we'll be right next to each other. I like all the rooms on this floor. Boris' ancestors had taste, don't you think?
They sure did.
And by the way, the bathhouse has been repaired too. You can go right now, since Donovan finally gave you a day off from services.
More like she just wanted some time to pass so that today's incident could be forgotten. Yes, I need to wash off the blood from the cultists properly, thank you. So it was actually blood? They crazy? Aren't you going?
No, I promised the doctor to make a list of all the medicine we have. Quite a headache.
You do the pretty inventory, okay? Oh my god, I love it. It reminds me of Japan. Beside me, there was no one in the bathhouse. You didn't save Rotkov. There are hardly any locals. I'm so sorry. It's kind of like just the first book and all the choices you made that led up to the finale and what then actually was concluded in the finale all leads back to this. And like if you had like low points or you chose to actually destroy the world instead of saving it, this is kind of like a bitch slap after the other. You didn't save Rotkov, so there are not many locals left. It's a ghost town now. You didn't close the portal, so there are so many abominations still flying around. I'm so fucking sick. The pressing silence seemed unfriendly, but I brushed the thought aside after washing and stepped into the water. This was nice. The nearly burnt-out candles by the edge of the bath flickered in the draught and blinked out. The room was plunged into darkness. Feeling a strange ununity with the water, I lay on my back, letting my body float on its surface. I closed my eyes, clearing my mind of thoughts. In the silence and solitude, my head didn't ache. Trying to enhance the effect, I dipped my head under the water. Air bubbles tickled my ears. I feel as I've reached some unknown point on Earth, quiet and far from people. Suddenly the water moved nearby, and then I felt someone's gaze. I resurfaced and saw Jan sitting at the edge, flicking water at me to get my attention. Jan? Y'all, why the fuck did I think that it was either Abel or CAIN? Just because, Jan?
Sorry you weren't answering and I got worried.
I like Jan. Come closer.
You're out here all alone in the dark.
Okay, that wasn't my fault, like the lamp went out. Oh, the candles went out a moment ago. You came back so quickly?
We got lucky, found a pack close by. I'll wait for you at the lockers. There's something I need to give you,
considering the fact we're naked. I wrapped myself in a towel and reached for the clean clothes I'd brought from my room. Looks like they'll do. And it's cute. Then I left the lockers just as he said. Jan was waiting for me. Period, my man.
CAIN asked me to bring you shoes. You stumble a lot because the boots they give you are different sizes.
My man!
I don't know where he managed to find these. They're almost new and look better than anything else we've got.
He stole it from heaven. He noticed? I hope I didn't look pathetic. Oh, bitch, we always are pathetic, but thanks to our man, we're queens. What a king! Military shoes, nah. Boots with a knife. Yes. What a king. Putting on the shoes, I felt relief for the first time in days. Thank you. Maybe now I'll be able to feel my feet again, even at the end of the day.
Great, I'll go. Let's go. I'll walk you just in case.
CAIN, what a man. And Jan for actually doing it. Jan said goodbye to me at the estate. After watching me go inside, he headed back, disappearing into the darkness of the night. Once in my room, I picked up the bundle from the bed. After taking out my purchase, I placed it on the table. Then I found a lighter in my backpack and brought the flame to the cloth wick. See? And it suits the fucking room. The flickering flame brought the dark room to life. It immediately felt cozier and just a little warmer. I noticed the blanket Anna had left, the one I'd spent so much time with in her lap. The books were here too. Thank you. Alright, Anna, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, bitch. After setting everything up, I changed into my nightgown and slid under the covers. There was something Donovan had said that I couldn't get out of my mind.
If you don't want your head to ache endlessly, it's in your best interest to come up with a way to win people over to her side. So that the cult, the breeding ground of sin, shrinks or disappears altogether.
How could I not have seen this obvious connection before? I specifically feel sick around rotten people who haven't been cleansed of sins unlike the others. It's about the cultists. When I turned into a wave, they were the only ones who escaped me by hiding in the rifts. But the rest of the world poured its filth into me like I was a cesspit and came back clean. How did the cultists pass through the portals, though? The squad had Donovan's help, but who helped them? One of the immortals? Torrendo? Or the dark god himself, the one they worship? Sifa is very cruel. I was supposed to die, taking all human vices with me. Like thinking about this. And the fact that in Heaven's Secret 1, 2, and 3, we were all actually manifesting the fact that Sifa is a piece of shit for doing all this with our man Malbonte. So it fits with this main character as well. Like the view of this that our main character has now of Sifa as well. Like she was supposed to be a cesspool for the darkness of every single human being to be poured into her. And she should die Then, after she absorbed all the negativity, aka the darkness, that Sifa Malum had placed inside of humans as he created them, and she should have then died, taking all the negativity with her, so that Sifa Malum would have no fucking power on Earth. The darkness. The darkness. But Donovan's plate saved me, so if I lose it, the sins will tear me apart from the inside. If I keep it, I'll remain the professor's toy. Maybe I can find an answer to what I should do next. There has to be information on how to get rid of sins somewhere. I need to find answers. Laughter rang out outside the window. Young people were chatting cheerfully as they returned from working in the greenhouses. I felt lonely. Wrapping myself in the blankets, I glanced at the empty spot beside me. The sadness. I closed my eyes, curling into a ball. Me. Just like Ball said, will I always be alone? No. Where's my man? Can't we call him? If we have that fucking power over him, he should be able to hear us, right? No, y'all. No, forget what I said. I do not want to use the power we have over that man. But back in the day, when we didn't have that connection or power over him, he would always pay attention to us. Did that disappear? Sleep wouldn't come. I was in a half-dreaming state when I heard someone quietly sneak into my room. Unease washed over me. Without opening my eyes, I tried to figure out where this intruder was. A hand clamped over my mouth. Struggling, I realized I couldn't open my eyes. Suddenly, pain shot through the scar on my hand. The second attacker was cutting it out. What the fuck? The second attacker was cutting it out along with the surrounding skin. Barely opening my eyes, I saw snowy white wings. Gasping for breath, still choking, I looked around the room and saw, what in the holy fuck is happening right now? They want to cut that scar away so that we don't have power over them anymore? CAIN standing next to me? What is happening? Bad dream. What is happening right now? Terrified, I looked at my hand and saw it was fine. We were actually, we were dreaming, y'all. We were but terrified of finding out what could happen if we actually lose that fucking scar. It was just a nightmare. But could the brothers really kill me? I don't even know how boss power works. What are you doing here? The angel tilted his head, taking his time to answer. He was playing on my nerves, winding the tension to the breaking point. Watching you sleep. Sir, this is not Twilight. This is not Twilight, and it sure as hell is not the Vampire Diaries either. Like, I think it was episode 3, where he killed Mr. Tanner, and then watched Alina sleep in the last scene. And we hear Stefan's monologue about how he thought that Damon was still a good guy, but he's a monster that needs to be stopped. This is not either of these shows. What you mean you watched me sleep? Imagining killing me? CAIN smirked genuinely as if my words truly amused him, but he still didn't reply. Bitch! I'm gonna push you off the bed! Instead, he braced himself on the bed, arms on either side of me. Staring into my eyes, he leaned down until his face was mere inches from mine. What are you doing? I want to lie beside you to guard my precious mistress. Oh, hell to the fucking no. You are not calling me mistress. I'm your woman. I'm not your mistress. And if he's actually trying to reply or just pinpoint this at us that he is serving us to the point that we have Ball's blood, then this is even shittier. We were an item, you two. Or shall I sleep on the rug? He is. Bitch, don't play me. With one easy motion, the angel moved me to the center of the bed and settled down on the edge himself. I haven't given permission yet. I'm always ready to leave. Just say the word and I'll obey. Do you want me to be gone? I feel like the fact that we have power over him, due to Ball's blood inside of our system, will always be a problem now. Because I personally cannot figure out if he's pissed about the fact that we have power over him, or if he's actually kind of like, oh, well, it's fine. I know that you have power over us, but I'm not going to enhance the thought as well. Like, I just know, but like, it's that. I know who you are, and I know that you wouldn't actually use that power over me in order to get what you want, kind of deal. As I looked at the angel lying next to me, I felt calmer. I pressed my lips together and muttered, as if admitting defeat. No, but once I fall asleep, you should move to the chair. Why should he move to the fucking chair? There was a time when you longed for the opposite. I was missing certain memories back then. His face, because he knew he fucked up, and that's the reason why he didn't want us to know about the past. He was kind of the darkness in our mind, and now that we know, we also need time to actually come to terms with what happened. And the fact that he's actually willing to give it to us. No, y'all, CAIN is my man. Yes. A deep, bitter sadness flashed behind his feigned insolence for a second. What did I say? That's why I said it like that. I sank onto the pillow and turned my head toward him. Oh my god. No, yo. They make me soft. This is so soft. This picture is gonna be my wallpaper. What are you planning to do next? CAIN edged closer. I could feel the chill radiating from him. Maybe it's best to leave everything as it is. His hand brushed my shoulder softly. I flinched. Slender fingers slid lower, squeezing my hand. Admit it, you like that I'm in your power. What did I say? I did say it's a form of foreplay. You can fully pay me back for those 3 years. She may not admit it, but I will. Yes. It's a turn on to know that I have you in my power, that I have you in control. And usually, we're now putting the fact that we have balls power inside of us in front of this. But usually in the real world, if this is like such a very... if you're that in love with one another, that who dominates who is in the room, it turns very, very hot and heated very, very quickly when you're like in the mood. And when the mood is like setting and everything is happening so fast, you're like, yes, come on, like I can't hold it back anymore. Like, which one is now the dominating one? It is. It very, very is. But I feel like you just want to hear it because you know in your eyes that it's hot. You like that she has the power, not him wanting to be dominated by her. I can. His eyes glowed crimson in the dark. It'll be easier for you to get rid of me if I'm bad, won't it? If I'm vengeful? CAIN leaned over me, his lips almost touched mine, then lowered, leaving a weightless kiss on my stomach. His hand found the edge of my nightgown, but still, when he didn't hear an approving command. Instead, I pressed my hand to his shoulders and pushed him off me. Sorry, old habits. And I would have actually let him do it. But again, that's because I'm a fucking simp and a fucking wimp for him. But I understand if she needs time, like, to actually wrap her ideas around it. Because it was easier for her to, like, just ignore what happened, to just forget about it. Because he wasn't there anymore. In her head, he was just gone, missing. But now that he's in front of her, all the negativity that comes with seeing him and being in an enclosed space with him is all rushing back all at once, and she needs time in order to heal from that. But I like to see that he still wants to pick up to where they left off. CAIN no longer tried to touch me. He lay with his arms crossed over his chest, eyes closed. CAIN's presence makes you feel better. It really does. That's the fucking problem with this. I didn't notice when I fell asleep. I woke to the wails from the street. CAIN sat up listening intently. Horrid shrieks rang out from abominations outside, racked, piercing, impossibly loud. The last candle went out and gray smoke filled the room. What the fuck is happening? Suddenly the door burst open.
Christina, get ready quickly.
The general froze in the doorway, watching the angel appear behind me. Hi.
General, you knocked before entering a lady's room.
CAIN, not the time. That doesn't matter now. What happened?
Abominations attacked the settlements near Rotkov. Donovan is waiting for you.
And what am I supposed to do about the abominations? Me? But how can I help?
You must perform a miracle. Drive all the abominations away.
What the fuck? And that's Donovan's great plan? For me to use the power that Ball had given us, the one that was actually slowly consuming us? Donovan is out of her fucking mind, and I cannot believe that they're being so fucking stupid about this. This is her fucking plan. She was waiting to actually create such a huge ass problem so that we actually would like just arrive there and use our two angels to drive the problems away. That was her fucking idea. For us to literally die there. That's our miracle where we're supposed to perform. She knows that if she uses her power, that she is gonna be completely absorbing Baal's negative energy again. We're literally fueled with that darkness. And the more we try to call upon that darkness, the more it is possible that the chip stops working. And then we will again be consumed by all the negativity and it will end up killing us. Is she dumb? I can't. But we will see what next episode is all about. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye.